Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio March 2, 2023. The moon continues in your partnership sector for much of the day, drawing your attention to your relationships, negotiations, and connections. Your responses to others are generous today, and while this is wonderful on some levels, there is a tendency to overstate or exaggerate. This can happen quite sincerely in the moment, but may be skewed by restlessness or overestimating your needs. You might also misjudge your energy to follow through on something, as motivation levels can be very high but then dip dramatically. However, bringing expectations down to earth can allow you to enjoy the day more fully. With each moment that ticks by, you're losing another second from your magic moment. Do not let another go by without using it consciously. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are all rallying behind you to give you the cosmic support that you need. With each being in direct motion, this means they can aim their full power toward the manifestation of your true motivations, wants, and desires. Pull up your list of goals and start to create benchmarks that you can tackle. Knock them off your planner one at a time. What will be your baby at work? You may feel more parental than usual with your work endeavors while the moon is in its domicile, Cancer. The nurturing lunation is your cosmic cue to reflect on what you want to invest your time, energy, and emotions into at work. Think of your investment as your baby that you need to take care of throughout the lunation. Using this lunar energy to intuitively develop your professional investment or endeavors will eventually lead to greater professional empowerment and control down the line. With no planetary activity in your financial sector and all the planetary activity on the other side of the financial fence, the moon's return today was always going to be a valuable chance to check in with money matters. Unlike your income sector, where there is continuous planetary activity, money matters have received scant attention, but as the moon's last visit before Mars returns, that is about to change. If your self-confidence is connected with approval from others, you may be in a cycle of dependence, and too much dependence on the reactions of others can lead to frustration. Of course, there is a fine line here, but err on the side of healthy self-esteem. Treating yourself well is the way to do this. Be vigilant about getting your exercise, eating healthy and delicious foods, and above all, getting your rest. If you have trouble sleeping, brew chamomile tea to help relax at bedtime. Don't shy away from good clean competition. Even if this is something that usually makes you nervous or uneasy, the essence of this day can give you the confidence you need. Whether it's a job or romantic interest you're after, know that you have just as good a chance as anyone. Take pride in your abilities, and allow the strength of this energy to take hold and move you in the right direction. You will never know unless you try. In a case of stunning timing, it is during the final hours of the moon's last visit to your relationship sector and when you are most emotionally engaged that it will form a friendly aspect to Mercury and Saturn, just days before they are due to leave your communication sector. This is both making it easier to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice and tapping into a partnership between the communication and relationship gods that has been over 6 months in the making. Before leaving your relationship sector and wrapping up its last visit to before Mars leaves, the moon will form a friendly aspect to Mercury and Saturn, who themselves are just days away from leaving your communication sector. The communication and relationship gods are joining forces at what is an important time on both fronts. Our eyes in the sky. The current placement of the moon in Gemini may be causing some disruptions to our sleep patterns. If you're finding it difficult to get a good night's rest, you might also be affected by an unbalanced aspect between the moon and Venus, which could leave you feeling even more fatigued in the morning. As the day progresses, you may notice a scattered or unfocused vibe, particularly during the first part of the day, when the moon and Mercury are in an off-kilter connection. This could lead to feelings of disorganization and confusion, making it harder to stay on top of your daily responsibilities. If you're struggling with this scattered energy, it's important to take a step back and reassess your priorities. Consider reassigning any tasks that can wait until another day, or breaking them down into smaller, more manageable chunks. By taking the time to regroup and prioritize, you can help ensure that you're making the most of your day, despite any astrological influences. As the sun rises, the moon in Gemini comes into a challenging square aspect with Neptune in Pisces, which can leave us feeling vulnerable and unfocused. This combination is a recipe for confusion, making it all too easy to fall for deceptive sales pitches or be talked into taking part in unfavorable deals. It's essential to be extra cautious during this time, especially when it comes to signing contracts or making any binding agreements. Double and triple check the fine print to avoid any hidden clauses or ambiguous wording that could cause problems down the line. It might even be wise to postpone negotiations entirely until you feel more confident and clear-headed. Instead, this transit is perfect for low-stakes discussions or speculation that don't require immediate decisions. Avoid making any major moves or commitments and focus on gathering information and assessing your options. By taking a step back and approaching things with a level head, you can minimize your risk and protect yourself from any potential harm. You will handle financial matters with your usual aplomb today and should consider different types of investments. A good idea can mean a successful future. Even if you are just looking for bargains, you'll be able to distinguish between good and bad offers. Take advantage of them before someone else does. As we move towards midday, the moon forms a harmonious trine aspect with Mercury in Aquarius, which can bring a sense of clarity and perspective to our situation. This newfound lucidity allows us to see through any attempts to deceive or manipulate us, and we can now identify those who have been acting in bad faith. However, instead of getting caught up in feelings of anger or betrayal, we choose to focus on moving forward and conserving our energy. We recognize that we have dodged a bullet and elect not to waste any more time dealing with negative influences or energy vampires. Through these experiences, we are also able to see who our true friends and allies are, and we can turn to them for support and guidance. Conversations with those in our support systems can be incredibly helpful during this time, as we share our feelings without becoming overly emotional and help others with their problems by offering sound advice. By remaining level-headed and focused on our goals, we can extricate ourselves from any sticky situations and move forward with renewed clarity and purpose.